Ready to begin?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob, would you please?
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for bringing us here tonight. We ask that you give this council the wisdom and the guidance to make the right decisions for the great city of Newman. In this we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bob. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Davis.
Present.
Graham.
Here.
Candia.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Martina.
Present.
Mayor Caton.
Present, thank you. Item 5, declaration of conflicts of interest. Seeing none, we'll go to item 6, ceremonial matters. And we don't have any of those tonight either, so we'll go to item 7, items from the public, non-agenda item. Any member of the public wish to address the council, now is the time to do it. Everybody run? Okay. Go to item 8, consent calendar. A is waive all readings of ordinances and resolutions except by title. B is approval of the warrants. C is approval of the minutes of the June 23rd, 2015 meeting. D is adoption of resolution number 2015. Next in number, a resolution approving the Newman CDBG waterline improvement projects as complete and authorizing Ed Caton as mayor and Mike Mayer as city clerk to record a notice of completion. Council direction.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as is.
I second that
A
motion.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Go to item 9, is public hearing. And we have no public hearings this evening, so we'll go to item 10, regular business. A is adopt resolution 2015, next in number, a resolution certifying to the 2015 sewer system management plan for the city of Newman in accordance with the California State Water Resources Control Board adopted statewide general waste discharge requirements for sanitary sewer systems. Assumed.
Good evening, City Mayor and council members. The city is required by the State Water Resources Control Board Order Number 2006-003 DWQ, statewide general waste discharge requirement for sanitary sewer system, which is called General Order, to develop and maintain a sewer system management plan, SSMP. On August 11, 2009, the city adopted the current SSMP that includes all the 11 mandatory elements required by the General Order. The General Order specifies that SSMP be updated every 5 years. As such, staff has revised the current SSMP to reflect the changes of the new regulation and modify certain procedures that will improve the maintenance efficiency. Therefore, it is recommended that the City Council certify 2015 SSMP for the City of Newman. After City Council certify the SSMP, the final document will be posted on the city website for the public access. Happy to answer to any question you may have.
Any questions or comments for Kassoon? Seeing none, council direction.
I so move that we adopt resolution number 2015, next number, a resolution certifying 2015 sewer system management plan for the city of Newman in accordance with the California State Water Resources Control Board's adopted statewide general waste discharge requirements for sanitary sewage systems.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kassoon. Moving right along, go to item 11. Items from District 5 Supervisor Jim DiMartini.
Good evening, Mayor Caton, council members. Well, the city of Newman doesn't sure waste any time at its meetings. If you're going to be on the agenda, you better be on time here.
You better.
I just have a few things tonight. On September 10th will be the next EDAC meeting, this Economic Development Action Committee. If the city has any projects that might get federal funding, that would be the time to come. Even if the project is not ready or it's in concept, you know, it might be good to discuss it. We only have these meetings 4 times a year, so that will be September 10th at the County Administration Building at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow will be a water summit in Modesto at 7 o'clock. It's kind of hosted by Modesto B, but the chairman of the Water Resources Board is going to be there, and a lot of other water experts. It will deal a little bit with the unimpaired flow proposal from the tributaries to the San Joaquin River. And we're all short of water now, and curtailment notices have went out on the tributaries as the San Joaquin River. People that have rights that sometimes go back to the 1800s have gotten a curtailment notice, and so the water situation is really serious right now. This would discuss future water policy on how much water has to be released from the dams, and and senior rights, and which is kind of in jeopardy right now because senior rights have been suspended. Junior rights have went away last year, but now the senior rights are. So it's a big issue as the west side gets a lot of its water from the delta, in like Del Puerto Irrigation District has 0 allocation this year. So the situation is about as critical as it's ever been. Anyway, that will be a summit. There's no charge for it, 7 o'clock tomorrow at the Gallo Arts Center. And the last thing I have, of course, is I passed out this flyer, the Biggest Loser Contest and the Health Summit here at the West Side Theater in Newman, and that will be on August 20th. We have everything pretty much in order now. We do have the speaker, who will be Sandra Haar, and she's from Horizons Unlimited. They have a clinic here in Newman. They've just opened one up in Patterson last week. We have to put together our teams for the contest. Hopefully the city of Newman will have one. Patterson and Gustine have confirmed that they will have teams this year. And so there's a couple other ones too, like Patterson School District is going to have one also. Should be, good as always. This year, if you see on the flyer, we have added Sutter Health's mobile clinic. It's a motorhome fitted with a lot of medical equipment, and they will be giving free health screenings and health education. And they'll probably just park it over here near Plaza. And that's no charge. And we'll also have the lunch that we do not charge for. In fact, we don't charge for anything. So it should be, a good event to go to. We appreciate the City of Newman always allowing us to have it here at the West Side Theater. It's certainly the premier spot to have something here in the West Side. Mark that on your calendar. The way out will be October 15th in Gustine at Miller Park. And that's all I have this evening.
Questions or comments for Jim? Seeing none? Okay, thank you, Jim.
Okay, thank
Appreciate it. Item 12, items from the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the council. Just a couple things tonight. Next Monday, we'll have another community committee meeting. We've been working, Interior, your staff has been working on identifying some potential community survey pollster kind of firms that'll do some research for us with respect to the potential for polling and the likelihood of something passing with respect to the community pool. So we want to run that information by the community committee, just kind of update them, and then you should expect that we're going to bring something to you at your next meeting, July 28th, to do a little bit of the work. It's probably, after speaking with them, it's important that we probably move forward with some community work, survey work ahead of time, so that way we know what kind of message to deliver. Yes, Councilmember?
Question, next Monday or 2 Mondays?
It'll be Monday, July 20th. We'll make sure that we notify you and send you an agenda for that. But that'll be on July 20th. So again, just working, we have 3 firms that we're talking with right now. We have written proposals from each of them. We met as staff today and talked about it. We're going to probably call 2 of them back, ask some additional questions, and then figure out where to go from there. So, July 25th is our second outdoor movie of the year. It'll be at Sherman Park at 8 p.m. It'll be Star Wars: The Clone Wars. The third and final installment movie night in the park will be April 15th, and that'll be Big Hero 6. And if you haven't seen Big Hero 6, it's a cute children's movie. It's actually August 15th. Again, that'll be at Sherman Park as well. And the recreation department will be out there. They usually sell snacks, and there's a raffle and a few other things that go along with that. Recreation department does a very good job with that. kind of just adding on to what our supervisor indicated, the City of Newman will have a team for Biggest Loser. We're still looking for about 6 people to join in. We'll need a total of 10. So if you're interested, contact Mr. Meyer, and he'll help you out with that. And I am happy to say that we met with our POA today. Just the negotiations have come to a tentative agreement that they're going to take back to their membership and hopefully approve the tentative agreement, and we'll ratify and hopefully have something in the form of an MOU to you at your next meeting, July 28th. So with that, I can answer any questions that you may have.
Questions or comments for the city manager?
Just one, Michael. In the Modesto paper, there was an article about water savings, and it listed almost all the cities in this area except Newman. And I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it, no.
And
If
I
they
was
call us, we're happy to give them our information.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that they do this often. It's not something, it's almost like it's just done on purpose. But do we know right now where we're at as far as how much water we're saving?
Oh, definitely. And our Public Works Director, when we get around to him, he's going to update you on that.
Okay.
He'll let you know what we did in May and what we did in June.
But I'm just wondering, the Modesto paper does that quite often on a
Yeah,
lot of
we're far in excess of what the state is requiring us to do. And when it comes time, they're requiring us to be at 24%, we're going to be at 24.1. Because if you go any higher, the next year they want you to be higher, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Michael. Okay, we'll go staff. Lieutenant Short, anything this evening?
I have nothing tonight.
Stephanie, anything?
Just wanted to let the council know we have planning commission this week on Thursday. We're going to be reviewing a zone change for a small parcel on Prince Road that was owned by the former RDA, be rezoned to open space, public quasi to be developed to a park. So we will bring back the item to council for park development at a later date, but we're at the initial stages of getting that rezoned. The skate plaza is out for rebid. We've reached out all the way from Fresno to Chico and from the coast all the way to Nevada City, so we should get more bids this time. So we're hoping that that'll work out. And then we're seeing a slight increase in minor land use development applications. We've got 2 parcel maps and a site plan review in the queue. So that'll be coming down the pipeline to Planning Commission these next months.
Great.
Happy to answer any questions.
Questions or comments for Stephanie? Thank you. Lou, anything this evening?
Yeah, our auditors have begun their review of our financials for 2014-15 fiscal year. They'll be out here next week for the first of their 2 visits. They'll be here for 2 days, pouring over our financials, asking us questions, having us pull documents, and interviewing our staff. Second visit usually comes back in September, and then we'll have the financials completed in December of this year.
Great. And I just expect everything will be just fine.
Be good.
Always is. Thank you. Any other questions or comments for Lou? Thank you. Kassoon.
Yeah, just one update on water conservation. As city manager mentioned, our goal is 24% this year. But however, to June this year, our goal reached to 29%. So still, all the water conservation program is under control so far. So we are looking for the July data because our new ordinance started from July 4th, 2015. So we are looking for the data. So based on that, we can reduce or increase. We have very good flexibility at this point.
Great.
Yeah.
Mr. Kim, can you remind them what we did in May, our savings?
Oh, yeah, in May, especially in May, somehow our residents worked really hard on water conservation. That was 43% compared to 2013.
Right. So what we've done as part of that, just to inform the council of that, our parks consume a lot of water. And because we did so well in May, we actually increased our watering times a little bit. Because if you think about it, if the residents aren't watering their lawns, they still need a green place to go and play. So one of the areas we are trying to really focus on is that upper layer of Sherman Park. So that's probably going to be a little bit greener than you probably will see down the bottom part, because we see more of the families and children playing up on top where the playground and the benches are, so they can have parties. We're trying to keep that a little bit greener and use some of that excess water that we were saving and keeping that a little bit more pleasant so that people have a place to go out and recreate.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, staff, I'm sorry, council members. Nick, anything?
Nothing tonight.
Bob?
Nothing today.
Casey?
Actually, I did have one. Stephanie, one quick question. I'm sorry, I kind of missed out on this one. The building the complex at Hills Ferry and Sherman Park, the condensed housing,
Yes.
where's that at? I mean, I'm just curious.
It was at the Department of Real Estate for a long time, so they have to get the approval of that department in order to sell anything. The final map's been recorded, the improvement plans are done, so I think it's just a matter of the developer moving forward. I believe DRE already approved it, so it's just a matter of getting it started. They haven't been advertising it yet, but I think they're about to. So yeah, the ball's in their court.
Good deal. That's all I have.
Okay. Roberta?
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. I have just one item. I'm not real sure where to start, but I'll just, I kind of wrote it out a little bit. Just brief history. On August 20th of 1979, I was hired as a police officer here in the city of Newman. In September of 1979, and I want to think it was like right around September 27th, I moved my wife, Deanne, and my 2-year-old daughter, Kimber, at the time, my 2-day-old daughter, Crystal, at the time, to our first house on Amy Drive. We were excited about that move. Started a new life, and we rented our first home on Amy Drive for $150 a month from Ann Skaggs, who was a former city employee. Didn't know how we were going to make the rent at $150 a month, but we did. And needless to say, I've seen a lot of changes in Newman since 1979. When I first moved here, the population was about 2,100 people, and we instantly fell in love with Newman, and as time went on, fast forward to tonight, I completed 29 years with the police department here, retired in December of '05. Was encouraged by former mayor and friend Jim Silvera to run for city council, and so in 2006 I did, and I like to joke and say I fooled him when I won. And in 2008 I decided I was going to run for mayor, and I did, and I won, and I've been unopposed since. So I'm not sure if that's because I'm doing a good job or because nobody else wants to do it. I'd like to think it's the first, but who knows. But, you know, as time goes on, in November 2014, I had announced I was going to run again, and I was unopposed, and I announced that I wouldn't be running again after that. My wife put me on notice at that point that I had 2 years to get my business done, and we need to move on. So I think it's time for some new blood, and I'm really proud of where Newman has come, and the things that have been accomplished, not only by this council, but council certainly long before us. And I think we've been able to reap the benefits of councils before us who've been had a vision of where Newman was going to go, and improvement of our general plans, and followed the path of strengthening our city. And I think we've been fortunate. We've had good staff and good city managers and good councils before us. So I'm just very fortunate. I've been happy to be a part of the big plan, as they say. As probably most of you know, that my daughter Crystal and her husband Patrick my two granddaughters moved to Rockland. So it's been pretty painful, but so since that time, I've had a third granddaughter born, and then Stella is now part of our family, so we don't get to see much of her either. So we've decided that August 11th will be my last official city council meeting as mayor of this great city. But I'm going to stay in office until August 20th. And if you remember, I mentioned August 20th was my hire date in 1979. So August 20th this year will mark 36 years that I've been involved with the city of Newman one way or another. It's been a good ride, a lot of fun, but it's time to move on. But I think I'd be remiss if I didn't thank a couple of people. One person in particular, and probably none of you know him, John Mckinney was the chief of police in 1979. And John took a liking to me and hired me and took a chance. And it's kind of funny because I remember him telling me, "You got to promise me to stay out of politics." And I'm sorry to say I broke that promise. But John was a good man, and I thank him for giving me a chance. I had a chance to work for several police chiefs over the years, and probably the one that really molded me, I think, as a police officer, and one I really looked up to was Tom Engstrom, probably the best chief that Newman has had. Besides, and I'll mention Randy here shortly. Tom really changed the way Newman went in terms of law enforcement and brought some stability back to the department. And to this day, Tom and I remain good friends, and there's been a lot of cheese, but none, in my mind, quite like Tom Engstrom. And as far as city managers, I worked under 8 city managers, and although I didn't work under Michael, but we both worked for the city at the same time in different capacities. And I think Michael's been a great city manager for City of Newman. And so, Michael, I thank you for your leadership and, more importantly, your friendship over the years. And as far as our staff, what else can you say? I think we have a great city staff. I'm proud of each and every one of them. I think everybody takes real ownership and buy into our community, and the pride, I think, shows, and I thank all of you. And probably the one thing I'm more proud of more than anything else is our current police chief. I hired Randy long time ago as a young reserve officer. I wasn't even sure at the time he could be a reserve cop, but he's come a long way, and I'm so proud that we've been able to promote from within our department, and that Randy now serves as our police chief, and I think he's done a great job. So I'm proud of that, the fact that he was just a young carpenter at the time we hired him, building houses, slinging a hammer, and I wish Randy was here tonight, but I'm really proud of the fact that he has stuck with us. Deanne and I have accepted an offer on our home, and I've been told I got 30 days to get out, so we're going to try to make that happen. We haven't found anything in the north area yet. We've looked at a lot of houses. I finally told Deanne it's okay to start looking seriously now. So, and a couple of things I'd like to share with you. It's funny, my oldest granddaughter, Isabella, she's told me several times, said, "Papa, once you move to Rockland, you can be the mayor there." And I told her, I said, I don't think that's going to happen. So, and the thing that's struck a chord with us more than anything else is my 4-year-old granddaughter, Mia. She always asks, when are you going to move closer? And that way, Nana doesn't have to cry when she goes home. So it's been very, pretty emotional for us, and we're ready to move on. We're going to miss Newman and all of our friends. I'm going to miss this council. I miss working hard for the city, and I've always tried to work hard for the city and do what I thought was best. And I have fought and scrapped and sometimes got myself in trouble for difference of opinions, but that's the political game, I guess. But we're going to continue to move forward, and we'll come back to Newman and visit occasionally, especially during Fall Festival. But more importantly, I'd like to just thank everybody who's always supported me, not only in my law enforcement career, but in my political career here in Newman. And everybody may not have always agreed with me, but I think everybody knew where I stood on issues, and I never rode fences. So with that, again, my last official meeting will be August 11th, and my last official day as mayor will be August 20th, which will signify exactly 36 years. that I've been involved with City of Newman. So with that, motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second?
Second.
Thank you.